Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Pratnadata and today I'm going to be presenting my international trade agreement. And the type of trade agreement that I choose is Canada EU CETA, which is Canada European Union Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement. So let's get started. So, what is Canada European Union and Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement? Well, it's a free trade agreement between Canada and the European Union. The main purpose is to facilitate trade between Canada and the European Union and support better access and opportunities for Canadian businesses to be more competitive in the European Union market. It also presents Canadian businesses with preferential access to and with greater opportunities in the European Union. Now, here are the member states belonging to Canada European Union Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreements. Now, here are some member states that completed the domestic ratification. The member states are Austria, Croatia, Czechia, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, Germany, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, Netherlands, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Spain, and Sweden. Now, here are some member states that did not complete the domestic ratification. The states are Belgium, Bulgaria, Cyprus, France, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Poland, and Slovenia. Here is the historical development of Canada-European Union Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreements. So, the CETA provided Canadians and European businesses with an easy access to each other's markets, and all the significant parts or the agreements are right now in force. This trade agreement was signed on October 30th, 2016, and has entered into force provisionally on September 21st, 2017. Here's the reason why this trade agreement is created. This trade agreement was created because it could boost trade and economic growth between Canada and the European Union by eliminating tariffs, having easy access to markets, and establishing a framework for closer economic ties. And here's the specific timeline of this trade agreement. Well, it all started in 1980s to 1984 with the Liberal majority. On milestone 1, there's an opposition of anything to Canada, US FTA, in 1984 to 93. And in 2015 to 2019, the contract was signed. And so far, this trade agreement continues growing in our times. Here is the list of the stated objectives for this trade agreement. Here are the objectives. The first one is to establish a free trade area in accordance in the agreement. For the second one, it promotes through expansion of reciprocal trade the harmonious development of the economic relations between Canada and the European Union in order to create opportunities for economic development. For the third one, promote conditions of fair competition affecting trade between Canada and the European Union. For the fourth one, sustainably increase investment opportunities in Canada and the European Union while preserving the right of each of the parties to the agreement to regulate to achieve legitimate policy goals. For the fifth one, it eliminates barriers to trade in goods and services for contributing to the harmonious development and expansion of world and regional trade. And for the sixth one, it provides adequate and effective protection and enforcement of intellectual property rights in the territory where the agreement applies. Now here's the Canada's history and involvement within the Canada-EU CETA. Canada's history with this Canada-EU CETA involves a multi-year negotiation process, which culminates its professional entry into force in September 2017, after being signed in 2016, which is last year. Canada is one of the EU strategic partners, and now present-day relations with the EU are framed by two agreements. The CETA governs our economic relations. This created new commercial opportunities for Canadian and European Union businesses in trade and investment and for closer links between our economies. Here are the advantages of the Canada-European Union and Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreements. So, for businesses, the advantages are tariff elimination, enhanced market access, improved services and investment, and reduced non-tariff barriers. For consumers, the advantages are lower prices and greater choices of goods and services, and high standards upheld. For workers, the advantages are job creation, strong labor protections, and labor mobility. And last but certainly not least, for governments and society, the advantages are right to regulate, improve public procurement, transparency, and predictable and stable trade environment. Now here are the list of stakeholders for pros of Canada, European Union, Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreements. So for government and public sector, the stakeholders are Government of Canada, European Union institutions and member states, and regulatory bodies. And for business and industry, the stakeholders are manufacturing industries, making agriculture sector, investors, and services providers. Now, here are some disadvantages of this trade agreement. So, for businesses, the disadvantages are uncertainty and cooperative benefits. For consumer, the disadvantages are that CETA can hurt consumers, which can lead to them to have weakened rights, and it can lead to impact on public services because some people worry that the CETA's investments can lead to privatization of public services. For workers, it can lead to job losses and slower economic growth, weaker labor provisions, and a big threat to public services. And for governments and society, it can lead to reduced policy space and federal provincial coordination. Now, here are some list of stakeholders for cons of Canada, European Union, Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreements. So, for governmental public sectors, the stakeholders are Belgian sub-federal governments, Canadian provinces and territories, municipal governments, whether it's local or regional, and European Federation of Public Service Unions. And for business and industry, the stakeholders are EU farmers and agricultural organizations, Canadian dairy industries, small-scale farmers, and public service unions and professional organizations. So, do I believe that Canada-European Union Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreement provides economic progress and outweighs the drawback? Well, based on my research, I believe that Canada-European Union Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreement provides economic progress because it provides economic benefits like job creation, increase of trade and investment, advanced access to markets, and reducing cost of goods for consumers and businesses. It also because this agreement can promote economic progress by eliminating tariffs and can reduce non-tariff trade barriers. I also believe that this trade agreement outweighs the drawback because it shows its benefits, like public services, bigger impact of public services, and a lot of environmental concerns. Another reason why is because due to the benefits it provides, like a significant tariff elimination, which supports overall economic growth and job creation. Now here are my web and photo resources in MLA format. That's page 1, that's page 2, that's page 3, and that's page 4. And that is the end of my international trade agreement presentation. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Goodbye.